Hello and welcome to part 2 of my video where I travel across the country from New Jersey to Utah. And this part of the trip I stopped in South Dakota for 3 days. I stopped at Badlands National Park and in Custer State Park, which was beautiful. I've been to Badlands before, but not Custer State Park, and it was amazing. So here it is. If you didn't see part 1, please watch that one too, where I stopped in Michigan. Good morning. So yesterday was a long day of driving. I drove from Marinisco, Michigan, where I was at a sketchy Airbnb, to a sketchy hotel in Plankinton, South Dakota. But along the way, I saw the Minnesota State Capitol in St. Paul, and I had lunch in St. Paul, which was really good. I went to an African restaurant. It was sort of like an African Chipotle. It was really good. And then I stopped in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, to have a pint at a brew pub and have dinner. Had dinner at Qdoba, which is one of my favorite places. Love that place. And then I stopped at the hotel, which was right off the side of the road, but it was pretty sketchy. Anyway, here I am in Badlands National Park in South Dakota. So I'm going to do a 4-mile hike right now and then drive around and see what else there's to see. I've been here before, but nice to be back here again. Starting out on the Castle Trail. I'm also going to do the Medicine Route Loop. It totals about 4 miles. Already got some cool formations here. Once you get into it, this place is like otherworldly. It's like the surface of the moon in some spots. Nice flowers coming up here. Little window in the rock over there. Pretty cool. A lot of formations. Also got a perfect day for it. Not a cloud in the sky. It's about 75 degrees. Beautiful. It's early though. It's only about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Kind of looks like a little miniature Grand Canyon. I'm guessing that is the castle on the Castle Trail. Although, this kind of looks like a castle also. Not sure. I like them both. Reached the top of the Castle Trail. Not much elevation gain, but look at this vast landscape. These formations are so amazing. Now I'm going to head back on the Medicine Route Trail, which is this way. I hope I don't see any of those. This is the best view I've had on the Medicine Route part of the trail. Pretty much it's just been walking through a meadow. Not as inspiring as the Castle Trail. If I had to do it again, I'd probably just take the Castle Trail out and back. Although this view is pretty good. But it's a nice easy trail, definitely worth doing. It's about 4 miles round trip. So I recommend it, at least doing the castle part of the trail for sure. I have to do the door, window, and notch trails. These are all very short trails. They're probably the most popular in the park, so there's a lot of people here because it's Sunday. But let's check them out. Looks like the notch trail is a little more strenuous than I thought. 1.5 miles, but it says it's a rougher one, which is good for me. Let's go. And here's the unfortunate reality. I'm gonna have to wait for people to go up this ladder. Stay away. Ladder was taking too long. So all these people wanted to come down. So I went up the side. There's like a path that I kind of climb up the side. It was much better, I think.
This one's worth it.
Probably the coolest trail I've been in since I've been here. If it wasn't so crowded, it'd be a lot better, but it is what it is. And here's the payoff.
Can't see them.
He did a no-no and went off the trail, but this was too cool to pass up, walking in through these rock formations here. So it's not like I have any plants that I'm stepping on and killing anyway. And I guess I'm not the only one. It really just looks like giant stacks of mud, especially that. If you look at it, it kind of looks like mud too, but it's hard. Oh, that's a piece that fell off. But it's hard, you can't scrape it off. Pretty cool. Well, I would say if you do nothing else at Badlands National Park, do the Notch Trail. It's definitely the coolest trail here. And even though it gets really crowded, it's still worth it. Come early, then you beat the crowds. My problem was I did the Castle Trail first, so I'm hitting the crowds. But that really isn't too bad. Just that stair, that ladder, that was the only bad part. Going down this instead of the ladder. Too many people at the ladder. decided to take the trail after the boardwalk, and I think it's definitely worth it. A lot of cool stuff out here. It's supposed to end with a dramatic view, they said. Helicopter. It's hot. So I've done all the hikes I want to do today. So I'm going to take a scenic drive on Badlands Loop Road. Part of this turns into a dirt road, so that should be fun. So let's see what we can see. There's a bunch of overlooks, so I'll stop and see what there is to see on the overlooks. This is what I would call the classic Badlands view right here. When I think of Badlands, this is what I think of. Also, a cool formation over here. This is probably the most expansive viewpoint in the whole park. So we went way up to a higher elevation here, so there we go. Very panoramic. I'm standing on a precarious spot here, but it's worth it. This is quite breathtaking. Okay, so that's Badlands in a nutshell. It's a pretty cool national park, and you can see the gist of it in one day. And the other good thing about it is it's very convenient. It's right off of I-90 in South Dakota. So if you're going on I-90 through South Dakota, it's definitely worth a stop. It's beautiful. Right now I'm in Wall, which is a town about 10 miles away from Badlands, and it's home of the famous Wall Drug. So I'm going to go into Wall Drug right now. It's basically a gigantic drugstore. They have more than just drugs, obviously. They have all kinds of things, and it's a big tourist trap, but it's world famous and something everybody's got to see. So gonna go check it out now. Seems like it's gonna be very crowded, but we'll see. And also my Airbnb is in Wall, so might as well check it out. There it is. Wall Drug. This is Wall Drug. This is a very small part of it. It's like this kitschy shop after kitschy shop. I'm gonna try and find the ice cream. They have ice cream here. So basically, Wall Drug is a gigantic gift shop filled with overpriced junk and overpriced food. There was a lot of people eating in there in the restaurants, believe it or not. The place was packed, so definitely a tourist trap. Not my favorite kind of place, but I guess it's something you got to see when you're here. But don't need to go back. But if this is your kind of thing, have at it. And this is just outside my Airbnb, the world's largest jackalope. Inside we've got 20 feet high. Pretty cool. Cool tunnel. Good morning. Today I am in Custer State Park. I'm gonna do a hike up to Elks Peak, which is about 7 miles round trip. It's pretty strenuous, but it should be fun. It starts here at Sylvan Lake, which is stunningly beautiful. So this is Sylvan Lake. I'll come back and check this out more later, but it's supposed to get very hot today. So I want to get this hike done before it gets too hot. We're in the middle of a heat wave nationwide, so that's why I go early. It's a little after 8 o'clock right now. Starting the Black Elk Peak Trail. They said to go up number 9 and down number 4. So heading up number 9. This is like a painting. So cool. Also threatening skies. So hopefully we won't get a thunderstorm because I'm gonna be in the middle of the woods. It's a steep trail, but incredibly beautiful. Look at this. I don't think the video is doing it justice. I think this is more impressive than Badlands. Really digging it. That's the way I'm going to go back down. But still have more to go up. So there's a tower up there apparently. Looking forward to seeing that. This has been a pretty steady uphill climb most of the way. There's one part in the middle that was flat, but the rest has been steady uphill. Oops. So there you go. That's what I mean by uphill. But this is what I get to see on the way up. Not even to the top yet, but views are awesome. That's where I'm going. It looks so much higher up. Thought I was almost done. Woo. This is so cool. Made it to the top of the tower. This used to be called Harney Peak, but now it's called Black Elk Peak, after a Native American chief. Whew. There's a lot of stairs coming up here. And a lot of people. Going up. Top of the tower. Came up there. View's not as good out these dirty windows as it was down below. So I'm gonna go back down below. A lot of people have souvenirs. There's more on the other side too. But this is just a breathtaking view here. There's some more. but this is way more interesting. Mount Rushmore's over here somewhere. Pretty sure I'm looking at the back of it. But according to the maps, it is in this direction. Not sure which one it is, but we are looking at the back of it. It's actually pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna have something to eat and head down. Well, it took me about an hour and a half to get up here, not too bad. It was 1,300 feet of elevation gain. According to that plaque at the top, not only is that the highest point right there, is the highest point in South Dakota, but it's also the highest point east of the Rockies in North America, and it's the highest point west of the Pyrenees in Europe. So, very interesting. Heading down to trail number 4. I don't know what Little Devil's Tower is, but if I get close enough, I will check it out. So the plan was to take this Black Elk Peak loop and go back to the car and then go do Cathedral Spires. But I guess I can do Cathedral Spires right from here, so I'm going to try it. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. We'll find out. I'd say this little side trip was worth it. This is on the way to Cathedral Spires. I don't think these are the actual Cathedral Spires, but still really cool. So I was confused. I guess what I've been walking through is Cathedral Spires. So I thought it looked very impressive, and I was right. And also this is over here. This is really cool. This little sort of arch here. Plus there's more formations on this side. Awesome. I don't know how this stays standing. It actually isn't an arch. It's a rock that fell over and is wedged in there. Isn't nature wonderful? Well, those were the Cathedral Spires, because this is the end of the trail. So I'm going to head back. But I want to show you something really cool first. It's over here. Like spires, it's so cool. Love that. That was definitely worth the detour. Glad I did it. But ask me again after I have to go back up to trail 4 because it came down quite a bit, so now I got to go back up. But this is definitely amazing and worth seeing for sure. I was way up there a couple hours ago. Look how far I've come. Still got a ways to go. Not too much more, I don't think. I guess I'm going to try this little side trail to the Little Devil's Tower. I think it's about half a mile or so. Hopefully I'm not wrong. We'll find out. That's it way up there. There's a lot for one day. There. And up there. This is awesome. Well, I made it. I decided to do it because I thought I would regret not doing it more than I would regret doing it. And boy, was I right. It was a cool rock scramble at the end. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. But this is just amazing. So I'm at the top of Little Devil's Tower. There's where I was before. Big Oaks Peak. the view out the other side. Incredible. Well, that set of trails was, in a word, fantastic. 10 out of 10, A+. Especially that last part, Little Devil's Tower. That was really cool with all the rock scrambling and stuff. I would definitely do this again if I come back here. It's definitely worth it. Right now I feel like I put in a full day and it's only 12:30, so I'm gonna head back to the car, have some lunch by Sylvan Lake, and figure out what I'm gonna do next. Probably hiked about 10 miles so far today, so